If you own rental properties, I think this graphic above me is going to change your mind on whether or not you should continue to hold them. What you see here is one chart that shows you the number of dollars that it costs to buy a house over time. And the one on my right here is showing you the price of a house in terms of Bitcoin over time. So the difference is, of course, that one is going up while the other one is going down. And why exactly is that? It's because more and more dollars can be created to buy as many houses as people want. Whereas there's only ever going to be 21 million Bitcoin, and you can build more houses over time if you want to. So you can pay somebody to build another house. So in terms of dollars, the price of housing keeps going up because there's always going to be more dollars chasing a relatively finite amount of houses. Houses take time, effort, energy, labor to create, whereas dollars don't. Dollars can be created out of nothing. The Federal Reserve can literally print as many dollars as it wants to, and it's free. On the other hand, Bitcoin costs money to produce. It costs energy, it costs time, it costs skill, it costs labor, it costs equipment. All of that is a cost to produce more Bitcoin. Bitcoin's supply is programmatically limited to 21 million by something like 20 to 25,000 computers all around the world. And nobody can take control of this network. Nobody can stop this network from working. If you want to send and receive Bitcoin, you can do so, and nobody can stop you from doing so. So in terms of dollars, you can see here, the price of housing will always go up because there's always going to be more dollars chasing a relatively finite number of houses, because houses take time, effort, and energy to produce while dollars don't. But in terms of Bitcoin, you can see the price of housing will always go down because Bitcoin is finite while housing isn't. Compared to Bitcoin, you can easily produce more houses, but you can't produce more Bitcoin. In terms of dollars, the price of a house will continue to go up. So you'll see houses go from 100,000 to 200,000 to 500,000 to a million and so on. Whereas in terms of Bitcoin, the price of housing will always fall. You'll see houses go from, let's say, 1,000 Bitcoin for the house to 500 Bitcoin to 300 to 200 to 100. The average house in the US is now worth about 6 Bitcoin. Over time, though, I think you're going to see within our lifetimes that a house costs 1 Bitcoin or less. Again, the reason for this is that housing is infinite compared to Bitcoin. It takes time, effort, and energy to produce, but you can always build more. Whereas with Bitcoin, you can't produce more than the 21 million. So if you own a rental property right now, I think it would be smart to either, number one, give it away, get Bitcoin in exchange. Keep in mind that you have to have a 4, 5, 10, 15 year time horizon here, but eventually your Bitcoin will buy more housing. So right now, if let's say you can sell the rental property for 5 Bitcoin, at some point, you'll be able to buy 5 houses with that 5 Bitcoin, or 25 houses at some point, 50 houses at some point. Over time, every Bitcoin will buy more houses. The sooner you get rid of your extra real estate properties, the houses that you're not living in, the better off you'll be in the long term because you'll have more Bitcoin while the world is scrambling to get some. Right now, you can get 1 Bitcoin for about $64,000, and that's a huge discount compared to where Bitcoin should be, at least in my opinion, or where it's going to go when the world realizes that there's only 21 million.